Hello, everybody, and welcome to the explanation of Python programming for analysis. My name is Jan Březina, and I'm the instructor of this class. Feel free to call me Jan Sensei. In this as brief as possible video, I will explain about our class and how it's going to proceed. Some of you are continuing from Python programming in English, so you have a little bit of idea what we might do. On the other hand, the proceeding in this class is going to be different, so please make sure to pay attention to this video. Those who haven't done the Python programming in English previously is no problem as long as you have sufficient Python skills. Please make sure to also watch this video. The class will be happening, the main room will be 5401. Our TA, Miguel Murray, will introduce himself to you during the first class. Our class lies here among all the other Python or data science classes of Kyoso Gakubu. Officially, it is called Informatics F, Python Programming for Analysis. The class is called Python Programming for Analysis, but what kind of analysis? What are we talking about? Well, what we want to talk about is basically data science. The problem is that if you Google data science, you get all sorts of interesting answers and you might get completely lost in it. This Venn diagram is one of my most favorite. It is the unicorn of understanding data. I recommend you to watch this video on what really is data science. It is not aimed at university students or those who plan to use data science in academic environment, but it can nicely explain to you what the data science is in company and the world outside of university. It's quite amusing. Anyway, for the purpose of our class and for your future purpose, for example, working on your DP, the idea of data science is to get an insight into the data, to make conjectures that are backed up by data, based on data. To do so, we will use Python. Why do we use Python? Well, because at this point, it is the most common tool to work in data science. Python is free, and there are readily available thousands of libraries on the internet with forums, explanations, applications. So actually, you do not need to do that much in-depth programming in Python simply because somebody had done a lot of work for you before you. In this class, we will take a look at some of these libraries, and then we start a class project. Basically, what we do is a twofold thing. At the same time, we start to look at some readily available data science project on the internet and follow it and see how data science, how to proceed, how to apply the libraries and the tools within them. At the same time, each student will choose their own small data science project they will be working on independently and will present at a final class. I will give more details about the class project and its proceedings more in this video and later on in class 4 where we're gonna start talking about it. Like I said, in this class we will learn about some libraries, namely NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. But as we saw in the picture with the unicorn data science also contains some math and statistics. And so here and there you will have to learn, if you don't know it yet, some statistics and probability. But don't worry, not that much into depth, and well, especially the one that you need for applications anyway. Here is the course overview that you can find on the page of syllabus. The new skills, or the aim of the class, I would like to divide into 3 categories. The basic one is the introduction of popular libraries in Python that are used in data science. So hopefully everybody learns some of these basic libraries and how to use them. Essential learning in this class is to get the ability to independently find and use other Python libraries, especially for data science. You can also get advanced skills like abstract understanding in programming or programming efficiency through this class. Well, through programming and through application. Now let's get to the class flow. The class flow is very important here because it is not like in most other classes. By almost every Tuesday, 8:40 in the morning, the new learning materials and an assignment will appear on Moodle. It might be before that, but hopefully not later than that. You are supposed to look at these materials, watch the video that will explain what to do, and start to work on your assignment. If you have any trouble, if you cannot proceed, if it's hard for you, use Google, or we have a classroom form on Moodle to ask questions. Then every Thursday, well, almost every Thursday, we have a first class in the morning. During this class time, I will not be explaining anything new. That class time is for you to work on your assignment and to ask any questions you might have regarding the assignment and the learning. It's completely fine if you finish the assignment during this time. Actually, it's very advisable that you learn again before coming to the class, so you have an idea at which points you have problems, what things are easy for you, so then you can ask me or the TA during the class time on Thursday morning. During this class, I might also give general announcements, and I'll be going around asking how things are going with you and try to, nudge you a little bit. Again, this is a programming class. This is a Python class, and it's a data science class. So you're expected to do most of the work, but the general problem with your work might be that you get stuck. You don't know where to proceed, or you don't understand what the computer is telling you. So during this time, we will try to get you unstuck and put you on your track so you can learn and experience as much on your own as you can. Then almost every Friday or Sunday, depending on the type of assignment, will be deadline for the submission. Now, please make sure that you observe this deadline strictly. Even if you submit a completely correct submission late, you might not get the full score, or you might not get any score at all. That's simply at my own discretion. Make sure that you submit by deadline. Then, typically on Mondays, I will submit some video with the general feedback for the homework, maybe explanation of the exercises. So even after, being in the class and working on it, you didn't figure out something or you had it wrong, you will be able to find explanation on Moodle. Now, here is just a basic, very quick list of class rules. Again, this is for you. It's for you to learn data science. It's for you to learn Python, to learn programming. So the best way to do it is, well, you do it and you do it by yourself. So try not to copy paste complete source codes from somewhere else if you don't understand what they do. Do not use AI to solve your assignments. Surely AI is a useful tool, and in future you might freely use it in your DP and so on. But at this point, you're trying to learn. So, use it wisely. Don't let it to take away from you that necessary experience of struggle and discovery. This list is not exhaustive. Just use common sense to stay fair. Now, as for the class materials, all the necessary class materials will appear on Moodle course page. For example, this Python file and the associated pictures are also on that web page, and you can freely download it, open it, and check it out. Also, we're going to be following this complete Python tutorial to learn data science from scratch. So that's the data science project that we're going to follow. You can freely take a look at it from now on, but you don't have to. Like I said, we're going to start with that later on. Do you want to master Python? Well, here are some advices and even a video. If you don't have your Python installed yet, here are some links and advices how to install Python and how to use Jupyter Notebook. So please be aware, all submissions, unless specified otherwise, will be expected to be in Jupyter Notebook. Okay? Make sure to check the submission details for each assignment on Moodle, and do not submit other Python files unless it's allowed. So we will be doing everything in Jupyter Notebook, and also your final project, I will want to see it in Jupyter Notebook. As for grading, well, there are the general idea. A good student who works all right is gonna get A. If you want to get an S, you better work hard. S is for excellence, so the excellence has to be shown. On the other hand, I think classes are about learning and understanding things. So sometimes having a worse grade but better learning experience is worth it, in my opinion. Very important note this thing is, so like I said, at the end of the class, during the last final, our 8th class in February 6th, we're going to have presentations. Everybody will have to give a 5-minute presentation of their final project. If you do not give this presentation, you will not pass this class. If there will be if you have any reason to believe from now on that you will not be able to give presentation, make sure to contact me and we can try to figure something out. The class attendance is not mandatory. So if you don't come on Thursday, I'm fine with that. But if later on you have troubles in the class, you don't have, good assignments, don't expect me to be helping you if you did not do your work. The main point here is the timely and polite communication is the key. So if you have any trouble, you cannot come to class, you cannot submit homework on time, and so on, make sure you write to me in a timely fashion, and then, well, we can figure something out. Again, to remind you for class submissions, so you should submit Jupyter Notebook files or other proper format as described on Moodle. If you cannot do anything, like nothing, do not upload anything. If you do half of the homework, that's all right. Just upload the part that you've done. Okay? We will have 2 types of submissions. First, we will have first 3 classes, we will have homework, and the deadline will be Friday midnight. Then we will have submissions related to your project, and those will be on Sunday. But I'll talk about it later. So for now, remember the deadline is Friday midnight. You're always welcome to come for consultation to me or TA. Please make sure to set up an appointment, preferably by email or after the class. Preferably also come in the group and consult with your classmates, because they might know much better what your problem is than I do. They are in the same boat like you are. I'm just trying to steer it. So here is the list of our classes. As you can see, we have classes always on Thursday, but some days yes, some days no. So please make sure that you come to class time. All right. So at this point, those who already joined our Python programming in English class, feel free to go to Moodle and start working on the week assignment 1. If you haven't joined our previous class, maybe I would like to talk to you a little bit more. First, you should review some basic Python knowledge. Here is a list of what you should understand and be able to use. Here are some links for resources so you can brush up your Python. And finally, something about the homework. So here I give a model exercise. This is how homework exercises will look like. Here in the braces is written the level, elementary, advanced, super hard. It depends. So you have an idea how to, what to expect. Then here is the body of the exercise. And then here is what is the expected input and what is the expected output. And then you also get a code. As you can see here, we are supposed to write a function that will receive 2 numbers, 2 arguments, as input, and it should return the multiplication of these 2 numbers. So input should be 2 arguments, both integer, and output should be also integer. So that's description of what you should do. As you can see, here is the head of the function, and in the body it says input your code and a pass. And then there is some other code. what you should do in homework is to delete this part, input your code here, and put your code there instead. If there is pass, then you in a function, you should also delete the pass. It's not really necessary there anymore. Do not change the code that is down here. This code is put here to kind of give you a quick check whether your result, whether your answer is correct. So for example, again, we are supposed to input two integers, two arguments, and output should be their multiplication. So let's take a look at our solution. Somebody wrote here, return a plus b, and wrote returns product of a and b. If we run this code, let me run it again, we get an assertion error. What does it mean? If we look at here, this assertion, what this assertion does, it is used for self-checking, some sort of an auto test. As you can see, I put here a test which runs the function that you have just defined on 3 and 2. Well, it's supposed to give product of those, so 3 times 2, it should be equal to 6. Or 1 times 0, the product should be 0. As you can imagine, if we run it on 3, 2 here, and the code is 3 plus 2, the answer is 5, so it failed this check. So again, this is just to help you. If you're getting an assertion error while writing your code, that means your code is not correct. If you're not getting assertion error, well, it means that you pass these tests, but still your code might not be correct. But anyway, it's a good start. If you want to know a bit more about assert and how it works, feel free to use this to Google it up or take a look at this link. All right, so that's all. So as I said, now you should watch the video for the first class assignment and take it from there. We're looking forward to see you in class. Goodbye.